What's going on, everybody? What's going on, black men of the Black Men's Congregation? How you brothers doing? It's a good Sunday in the Black Men's Congregational Church. I'm joined here with Man of Tomorrow. I'm B.M.T. And you're here today on Black Men's Congregation. Today, we want to go over a sermon that I feel that we all need to discuss. You need to learn how to take criticism and move on. So I'm going to let it head off with the man of the hour. Man of Tomorrow, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. Yourself?
I'm doing all right, brother. I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right, man. I I know we had a good discussion. I know us brothers we've been sitting down, having a pretty good writer's block, trying to get the music together, trying to put together material and everything, and trying to be productive. But this is one of our episodes that we came up with in writer's block. Now, how much would you gauge that black men need to learn how to take criticism, or do you think that we gauge in that fairly well?
No, we don't really gauge in it all that all that well, and it's something that we need to get around to being better at doing. Because most times, criticism is coming from a person who sees that you're going on the wrong path, and you have tunnel vision, while the people who's behind you have a wider scope of what's going on. And, most times, often than not, it's very hard to get black men not only on the same page, but get them to take criticism
Mm.
and put them on track.
I agree. Um, as black men, I mean, I had to. It took me a while, especially as a young brother. Um, I used to not think that anybody could tell me anything. I used to believe if you were stepping at me and telling me what I need to do or how I need to act or behave, I felt like you were tripping. You were disrespecting me, and so much so that I was too blind to understand that sometimes what I was being told probably could have helped me move in a forward or more progressive step. I thought that when a man told me something, you know, that I think he was trying to disrespect me or talk about me or say, "Hey, man, pull up your pants," and I would curse at him or talk all kind of stuff towards him, or you know, um, as long as people agreed with me, I was fine with that. But it got me in more trouble than it should have. I mean, I wish that as black men, when a man or somebody in an authoritative role tells you something, that you have the common sense to slow down and heed those words. I mean, I don't know, Terrell. I mean, how do you feel about we should learn how to deal with the criticism? I mean, if it's from a black man or a white man or any type of man or woman, should we just brush them off, or how should we handle them to that?
Well, it's just in order to be a good leader, you have to be a good follower. You got to start off being a confident follower
I can't hear
first.
you, brother.
I say in order to be a good leader, you got to be a good follower first.
Right.
And it's important that most people who actually want leadership, who want to be trusted in leadership, they don't have the track record of being a good follower. Like like most leadership is based on following the same commands and maybe more than what you would be following as a follower. That's what that's based on. But if you can't take criticism, you can't change path, you can't change up what you're doing, it's kind of hard for you to be trusted with anything else other than what you're doing. It depends on the situation. It can really lose you your position a lot of times.
I agree. And as black men, we got to learn how to be strong, more firm in what we take this type of criticism. Understand, everybody ain't always out to get you, brothers. We can be so much greater. When I learned how to take a step back and listen, I'm not saying that everybody is for your betterment. We're not telling you that. But I'm saying that sometimes you got to learn that when people try to stop you, that you got to be able to heed the words, listen to a conscious, decision making. It's like, I remember when I was in the service, and when my time in the service, you know, I had this smaller dude, and he was made the squad leader. And I'm like, hold up, I'm not gonna listen to this little puny man. But he had the knowledge, and he was open one time. I remember it was starting to rain out, and we had to get to a certain checkpoint. And what happened was he was like, listen, I'm not strong enough to lift up this it was like a hex box. He said, Johnson, I can't do this. I know you're stronger than me. And I replied back to him, well, then why are you the leader? And he was like, well, I know when to admit that I'm wrong and that I'm weak. When he said that was an impactful word to me, because a true leader can admit when he has faults or he's weak in certain areas. That's what made him a leader. And after that day, I didn't question him like that, because he knew his role. He said, I'm not strong like you, Johnson. I can't pick up the big stuff. I try, but I know you can pick over 200 pounds of stuff. I know how to reprogram these computers. I know how to fill out the paperwork so that way we can get done what we need to get done. And you see, that's something that us as black men, we need to understand, that some roles that you don't fit, you don't have to take offense to as if somebody's attacking you. I can't do everything Man of Tomorrow's doing, and he can't do everything I'm doing. But because we understand our roles in the black men's congregation, that doesn't make us any less invalid or weak. You see, brothers, we got to understand, we got to know our strengths. When another brother says something to you, see, it shows your character when you can take what they say to you and drive on. I know Man Tomorrow is good at organizing people. I know he's good at setting up certain types of events and putting together certain types of catalogs for us. I'm good at doing stuff on the computer and editing and different other modular stuff. We understand our strength. That doesn't make any other man less than. He critiques me, I critique him, but we build together. You see, black men, that's something that we need to start building on. Man, tomorrow, how can we build and improve on these types of on this type of thinking process?
Well, people have to understand interdependence. And you don't, and the problem is that you have to stop getting your ego caught up in the role that you're currently in. Because
Yeah.
when it's time for you to move up and step up, you would be able to. But moving up and stepping up isn't something that you need to do right away, because you have to somehow verify to yourself that, oh, I think I'm better than this person at this for X, Y, Z reason. You might be, but They don't understand the total package. They just think about individual contributions and not contributions as a whole. And not only that, they don't think about the intangibles along with those other things. That's how come some people don't understand leadership. Because when you are in certain environments that are bad, these things never get addressed. You never get to see this in action. And it's kind of hard for a person to trust a particular process if they've never seen it in action. For instance, like you said, in the military, there's tons of times where they'll like, no, no, no. You're the person who needs to be doing this right now. I'm like, but I'm not trained on it. And they're like, well, it's the same as doing this specific thing. I'm like, oh, I got it. So, certain times people see something greater in you that you don't see.
Mm.
And you got to be able to be willing to take that kind of criticism and take it to heart and execute on what the person is saying and try to personalize it for yourself in the right way, not the wrong way, obviously. But yeah, so those are the things that I wish that black men would do more because it doesn't take a whole lot for a man to survive. So if you have 4 or 5 people all marching in lockstep doing different things, those people can take over an entire city, which is easier than fighting each other over things that don't even matter or don't even or isn't even as better as the outcome. That's why planning is so important. And it's taking criticism so that way you can plan properly.
You know, one of the things, because we're getting close to that time. One of the things that we want y'all to take from this episode today is that just because somebody criticizes you, does that mean they're looking down on you, brother? Sometimes that criticism can push you in the right direction. The criticism I faced when I was in the black community pushed and drove me to higher heights. I've had brothers tell me that, who do you think you are? You just as different than the same nigga that's here on the street. But what that made me and drove me to do was be a better man, because I didn't want to be that brother slumped over in the corner of the gas station doing dope. I didn't want to be that brother who gets kicked out every other day by a woman that's not even really his woman. I didn't want to be that brother that will never ever have and own his own. So the criticism that I faced, even in around my own people, spurred me to doing more better things in my life. Because I remembered those days where I would hear in the back of my head what the negativity, and that would push me to get out of the fire. You see, sometimes that criticism can push a man to go do better things and say, I'm done with living this type of lifestyle. I'm done with being spoken down on. I'm done with other brothers looking down on me in my position. But see, you can rise up above those types of environments. That's one thing me and Man Tomorrow want y'all to understand. Y'all can rise above that. You can be so much more. But you have to choose to want that. Just because they speak down on you, people I've heard say things about this brother right here, but he steadily goes out and works and betters himself every day. I watch you brothers time and time again. You think because that woman says that you're lame, that should stop you from trying to make better life decisions for yourself? You think because those brothers tell you not to go to work, that you shouldn't crank up your car and go to work? You know how many times people told me that, hey man, why are you working for that white man's army? They'll never see you nothing more than just a black man. But see, that encouraged me to go further. How many times, man, tomorrow did they say that we will never travel the world?
Yeah. Well,
Never
you hear
see.
it every day. I mean, they don't see the value in going other places and not only being not only thankful for what you got, but try to make yourself better in a different way that you've never seen. Because when you go to all these places, man, there's people who survive on very little. They don't have big screen TVs or radios or cars or any of that stuff. These people can still live fulfilling lives. And it's hard to even explain that to me if I never would have seen it with my own eyes. I mean, I've seen people grow up and be in horrific circumstances. I mean, just totally horrific circumstances. Some people, now, you wouldn't even guess that they came from that. But they kept making the incremental steps to making themselves better. So that was, that was the thing that they needed to do. They took one thing at a time, and they made sure that they learned those lessons and demonstrated that they learned it by never getting themselves in XYZ circumstances. That's how that worked. It works for people, but there has to be a lot of taking the criticism and actually acting on it. Don't be a connoisseur of listening to people tell you what is right and you don't act on it in a time efficient manner. Sometimes, man, you got to make them changes right up front and right away. So that's all I got.
Well, brothers, we'd like to thank y'all for joining us in the congregation. This is Black Men's Congregation, where brothers can come together. Black men, you have a safe space where you can talk, you
What's
can
wrong with them
network,
solutions?
and work on fellow solutions. Don't worry, we're going to put in the mark time in every episode from now on when you can hear the solutions. We're not just any type of Facebook or YouTube channel where we just criticize and berate black men. No, we actually guarantee that we put solutions in our videos. And we also put in the time in the edited box below where you can hear the solution. Black men, we see greatness in you, but you got to be willing to see it in yourself. BMT and Man of Tomorrow, we can only push y'all so much. Y'all got to want to go the rest of the way. This is up to y'all. You have our Facebook page, Black Men Congregation. That is for black men only. It is a safe space for black men to come in, speak their mind, their views, network, learn, find out about workshops and career fields, jobs, and how to get their life on track. Black men, it's going to be up to you. Welcome to Black Men's Congregation. We hope you enjoy the show. We come on every Sunday around 12 to 1, and we usually do a 30 to 45-minute show. We thank you for coming and joining us on Black Men's Congregation. Y'all have a good day and stay moving forward.